Duke and Duchess of Sussex were welcomed in Colombia as they began their 4-day tour of the South American nation. According to reports, Prince Harry took a swipe at Elon Musk following the Southport riots, saying what happens online transfers to the streets in minutes, as if he'd know. And he added that members of the public need to be more cautious when using artificial intelligence.
AI is scary, and I think a lot of people are scared and uncertain. And I think one of the solutions to that is education and awareness, because it's becoming harder and harder to stem the flow from the source, and therefore really it comes down to all of us to be able to spot the true from the fake.
I'm joined now by the royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams to discuss this. Richard, welcome to the show. I'll be straight with you. What on earth does a pampered prince who lives in Beverly Hills know about the reality of what causes riots on the streets of Britain, and why on earth is he getting involved in it all?
Well, why he's got involved in it is part undoubtedly of a plan by the Sussexes. We saw them briefly in Jamaica in January. Then in May, they went to Nigeria, several days there. And of course, Meghan discovered she was 43% Nigerian. And also Nigeria had joined Invictus. Colombia, it happens, is the Latin American country that is involved with Invictus. But most specifically, this is about online abuse and bullying. And the Sussexes have founded what they call the Parents Network, which will help parents who've been affected or harmed by that their children have been harmed or affected by online abuse of some sort or another. And there's no doubt that overall it's a laudable aim. What it is involved with, of course, people are pointing out the levels, say, of crime in Colombia and the fact that Harry finds Britain too dangerous to visit. But on the other hand, he's in a country which is notorious for its high rates of crime.
Well, more than that, Richard, Colombia is the 18th most dangerous country on the planet. You're 22 times more likely to be killed there than you are in the UK. So this idea that it's somehow more dangerous in the UK is an absolute nonsense. But you're saying that he's launching a anti-bullying initiative and he's the solution to this. It makes it even more tawdry then, does it not, to be commenting on serious British social political unrest with a view to, him having some sort of answer to bullying and he can be the solution?
Well, I think it's an attempt, and I mean, I do applaud it because there are very, very serious issues involved in this. We saw on CBS trail for this, and Meghan, very controversially, I thought, brought up issues dealing with her own mental health. It was said that she didn't expect to be questioned about it, but there was a clip from their Oprah interview shown. There's little doubt that the Sussexes, and indeed I think we all should be concerned about abuses in this area. There's little doubt also that as society changes so radically, what we're seeing is partly an excuse, yes, for the Sussexes to tour abroad. The person, a former activist, the first black Vice President, Francia Marquez, is very involved in campaigns. I would say that anything that helps is to be welcomed. So far as the tour is concerned, it's also very much an attempt by the Sussexes to boost their international profile. And from that point of view, it's likely to be successful. One has very sadly to note that the King and Queen and also the Prince and Princess of Wales, for health issues, aren't able to undergo these tours. And the royal tour, and this is a sort of quasi-royal tour, is one of the best ways that Britain projected its soft power. The Sussexes have jumped on the bandwagon.
Duke and Duchess of Sussex are now in Colombia, of course, as they begin their 4-day faux royal tour of the South American nation. According to reports, Prince Harry took a subtle swipe at Elon Musk following the Southport riots, saying what happens online transfers to the streets in minutes. And he added that members of the public need to be more cautious when using artificial intelligence.
AI is scary, And I think a lot of people are scared and uncertain. And I think one of the solutions to that is education and awareness, because it's becoming harder and harder to stem the flow from the source, and therefore really it comes down to all of us to be able to spot the true from the fake.
Let's get the thoughts now of the royal biographer Ingrid Seward. Ingrid, welcome to the show. My question to you is simple. What does the Ginger Prince of Beverly Hills know about what's going on in the most depraved working class towns of Britain in terms of the riots? Why is he poking his nose in?
I think he's always trying to appear as if he's very worldly and wise and knows exactly what's going on. But you could tell from that clip about AI that he didn't really understand that the one thing that we've all been doing is to take great care about the real from the unreal. And it's Harry is really brilliant at speeches when he's well rehearsed, and probably when Meghan's written them for him, but he's not very good at the ad lib. So I think that it made him look rather foolish. And I don't think he doesn't understand anything about the riots in the UK. And I think he's not really in a position to comment on them. People still, there's a lot of people out there who are still fans of Harry, and we want him to do the right thing, but he continually puts his foot in it. And of course, the only reason that they're even in Colombia, or they were even in Nigeria, is because Harry is a prince of the blood, and obviously the president and the vice president realize, this young man, his father is king and his grandmother was queen before him. So, they think that this is going to influence British thinking.
But in the good old days of royal tours, actual royal tours, they were about promoting the royal family, promoting the United Kingdom. This is about promoting the Sussexes.
Exactly. Well, royal tours were always at the request of the Foreign Office, and the host country usually paid for most things, so it wasn't too much of it was a burden on the taxpayer of the host country, but wasn't a burden on us, not particularly anyway. And it was always about banging the gong for Britain, and I'm sure a lot of those royal tours were pretty tedious and very exhausting. But I don't think any of us quite see what Harry and Meghan are doing in Colombia, except promoting Harry and Meghan.
Do you think there's something else? I mean, they seem to be promoting a country. It's a golden ticket for Colombia, the sort of PR they couldn't buy. Or are they buying it?
That I do not know. I mean, it is a golden ticket for Colombia. And Colombia, I mean, it's not as if the other members of the royal family haven't been there. I mean, the Duchess of Edinburgh went there, and Charles and Camilla went there when he was Prince of Wales. And it is a beautiful country, and I think it's good that it's being brought to our attention. But I don't think anyone could tell you what Harry's actually doing there. We know he's meeting some of the athletes of the Invictus Games who are going to go to Whistler when the Games is held there. And we know that he's going to Cali, which is a different town, and they're going to a music festival, and they're going to see this great place, and I'm not sure if it's Cali or somewhere else, where it was actually sort of put together by slaves. And though they love the inference that Meghan's, forebears might have been slaves, but I think, and I don't mean to be rude about Meghan, but I think she'll say whatever she feels like saying.
Mm. Now, Ingrid, in this particular instance of the Southport riot situation and the influence of social media, the King was very diplomatic, saying we should come together. But Harry has been quite different. He was saying this spreads disinformation, this creates tension. It's a very different position. Is that the difference between a true royal who wants people to come together and Harry's position, where it's just, in a sense, feels like he's trying to stoke things up?
Yes, I think Harry gets very passionate about things, which is rather good. When he was sort of within the royal fold, it was a very good thing to have. You know, like Diana used to get very passionate about things, and Harry gets very passionate about things, but he's sort of focusing on disinformation because all his life he's been plagued, all his adult life, he's been plagued by social media, and he used to just trawl through every tweet, which was really a very unwise thing to do. And I think that, you know, if he's going to speak out, which of course he has every right to do, he should be perhaps a little better informed before he does.
OK, well, thank you very much for joining us. Superb opinions. Ingrid Seward, royal biographer. Thank you very much.